Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Vicious coming at you with some new Dungeon Defenders tutorials. Today I'm finally going to get around to showing you guys the most requested tutorial right now, which is definitely the Uber Monster Fest tutorial. I know everybody wanted this one because this is where you right now can get the best equipment in the game at the fastest pace. But keep in mind that Uber Monster Fest is the ultimate in-game challenge currently right now. There is nothing harder than this, so you cannot expect to jump into this even knowing the best build if you're not properly geared and do very well. It's not uncommon to get so far, like only 4 or 5 waves in, die, but you still get very good equipment out of it and you can keep repeating it until you get strong enough to finish the challenge. What I recommend to get yourself prepared is maybe some mixed mode insane survival, which I do have a tutorial on already. Also, as you make money, go check out other players' shops and buy the equipment they have for sale, which I've actually been doing a lot of myself. So let's talk about what you're going to need to do this. The most important thing is going to be your DPS hero. For me, I'm going to be using for this tutorial one of my apprentices. The reason I use the apprentice is because he was the easiest character to get up to a high damage without ultimate super omega impossible to find equipment. I only have a so-so weapon, 76 upgrades, 3,778 damage, and plus 45 charge. And I can do, if I properly time my charge shots, I can do almost 450,000 DPS. So there you go, 457. So pretty good damage. Now it is single target, so I can't do AoE damage, piercing damage, splash damage like some of the other characters can. So a monk or a squire can do really well with less DPS simply because they can hit multiple targets. Make sure you find the biggest weapon possible. And if you're going to be using a huntress, something that pierces like the disc gun or a bone bow works pretty well. The disc gun seems to be the most popular. The other really important things, you have to have very high resistances. I'd recommend maxing out all of them, or at least get something close to what I have here. Definitely max out generic all the way and get very high on the others. And you're going to need one of 2 very specific pets. You're either going to need an apprentice guardian like what I have here. This is just a generic apprentice guardian from a long time ago that I got from beating the summit. Or you're going to need a really great healing fairy. I prefer the apprentice guardian just because I can't move around the map like I can with the fairy. But as long as I'm in my little aura bubble of happiness that I'm going to show you guys how to make, I pretty much can't die with this. And it makes my traps do a lot more damage, so it kills other mobs quicker without me having to kill them. So overall I find the advantages of this guardian better than the fairy. Let me show you the stats on the other 2 characters I'll be using, which is my trap huntress. Just all around pretty good stats, but nothing super amazing. I haven't got her all geared out yet with like ultimate mega loot. And then we're going to be using a monk with the same business going on here. Pretty good stats, but nothing super amazing. Obviously, if you have stronger tower characters, it's going to help you out more, but having a strong DPSer is definitely the most important thing. So let's go ahead and get into the challenge now, and I'll show you guys the build. I'm going to run up the stairs, grab 2 chests here, and put down electric right at this stairway. I'm going to put another one at the exit of it here. And one more on the stairs over here. I'm going to run upstairs. I'm going to put one here, up by those stairs. And another good spot right here is between this wall and the carriage. Here's a good spot right here. I just don't have enough time right now, so I'm going to grab a chest. I'm going to put one by these stairs. And at the bottom of the stairs. Grab this chest. One here by this exit. And now we're going to make our base, which is going to be an electric aura, a strength drain aura, and a healing aura. So that's 3 things. If you remember, my Apprentice Guardian can boost 4 things. The 4th thing that it will boost is going to be an Inferno Trap when we get our Trap Huntress out. So I got enough time to switch over here to my DPS character. And we're going to go hang out in that bubble we just made. So look where these are placed right now. Kind of watch how the enemies are going to funnel through. One good thing about the Apprentice, not just is he great for DPS really easily, but his overcharge ability can be an absolute lifesaver. Pop overcharge and really quickly repair or upgrade your stuff as needed. I find that I prefer my melee monk one over the Apprentice because I can just melee everything and use my tower boost ability, and that repairs my stuff without me having to worry about the enemies hitting me or not. But like I said, getting my monk to the point where I felt confident in this challenge was much harder than just simply getting the Apprentice geared up. Now the way the mob spawns work, you kind of want to focus on the mobs more so than the ogres, because it only spawns so many things at once, and the more stuff you can kill, the quicker you can kill it, the faster you're going to get to the mob count number. So you don't want to really focus on the ogres until the end. In the later waves you won't have as much of a choice because there'll be so many of them. But that's the gist of the idea, is focus on the enemies first, ogres last. Now when I've got this one guy here, this is a good time to, well, I don't know. I'm gonna say it's a good time to upgrade, but I happen to have a cold bolt, so I don't really get that opportunity. Okay, and now we're just gonna basically lace these electric auras with our Inferno Traps. The electric auras and the Inferno Traps, the reason we're using these is because they last a very long time. So you don't have to worry about constantly repairing them while you're in the combat phase. What I would recommend here in your main aura, if you have a guardian that can boost more than 4 towers, then put a proximity in there. If you put a proximity trap in there, it adds a lot of DPS for you. And since it's just the one you'll be standing on, you can focus on keeping it repaired without too much trouble. And what you want to do with the leftover DUs is simply place a few more electric auras and Inferno Traps where necessary. Down below the southern part is a good spot, and then on the left side, that long bridge area is also a good spot. I'll show you guys next build phase. Oh, when it comes to your apprentice, it's just the opposite. Same for your huntress. With melee characters, you want the biggest weapon possible. With your apprentice and your huntress, you want the smallest weapon possible. That way your aiming doesn't get messed up when you have to stand next to something. He's got 1 million HP left. Try to milk the timer as best you can. Every bit's gonna help you in the long run, as far as upgrades, keeping things repaired, things like that. Your external defense is not as important as your main bubble. If you let that fall, you're in serious trouble. You're basically going to lose, period. Let's go ahead and kill this guy. And I'll go ahead and switch over. My apprentice is much better at this, but I wanted to show you guys the other location for the auras. You can also build yourself a second fortress bubble, you know, where you stack all the auras. Here's the other spot where I put one. Things like to pass through here. And on that bridge where I just came from is another good spot. I'm just getting low on time. Last thing I want to do is get caught with my pants down. Now you can kind of see how the enemies are funneling through with this build. It works really, really well. When the ninjas start coming, this is when it gets harder to roam around. You either want to have, like I said, a second fortress bubble, happy bubble. Okay, I did it. That way you can stay safe in more than one place, or you want to just stay in this one bubble and not roam. If you're using the apprentice, make sure that when you get the mobs thinned out enough that you pop overcharge and do a real quick repair so you don't lose anything. If you're on your monk, which is my favorite class to do this with, then constantly just cycle your hero boost, and then when the cooldown is ready on your tower boost, you switch to tower boost, and then keep switching back and forth just as the cooldowns are available. You don't have to kite anything, you don't have to worry about anything with the monk, you just stand in the middle of the mess and let his AoE attack hit everything. That's all you gotta do, is just get a real quick repair. It's just strength drain aura that mostly goes down, and that's really important. The healing aura is also very important, but that one doesn't drain really that quickly. Pretty sure you guys got the gist of it now, because there's nothing new at this point. Basically just kind of keep things upgraded and repaired as needed, or as you can, and just fight until you can't fight no more. Once your gear is good enough, you'll be able to beat the entire challenge, and up until that point, you just get as far as you can to keep getting better gear. It's pretty straightforward. Just spend the rest of your DU wherever you need them the most. Pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure you don't let any of your main auras fall. Also, once you do have all your defenses up, go ahead and make sure you grab all the treasure chests, because they contain some of the best loot, especially when it comes to the earlier waves, before you get to the really good drops on the ground. Also, a trick, even like right now I'm fighting with my apprentice as my DPS hero, you'll notice that Huntress stuff comes out of the chest, and that's how I transitioned from having my apprentice as my DPS hero to my monk, is whenever I beat a wave, I would switch to my monk and open all the chests until I found a really good monk weapon. So just a few little neat tricks you can take advantage of. And I don't know, I guess I'll just keep playing, but I'm not gonna like play this whole thing at regular speed. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward from this point on until I die. We'll see if I can beat the whole thing. Huzzah! If you guys didn't see what happened, I started that wave without a strength drain aura. I didn't notice that it had gone down. And without that, I really didn't have much of a chance. So that goes to show the importance of that, and that was my fault for not noticing it. But had I noticed it, that would have been fine, and I could have beaten this and shown you guys that it works to the end. But again, that's also why I said I'd like to use the monk. But I didn't want to show you guys the monk because the monk is not going to be playable until you get really, really good gear on him. But keep in mind that, keep stuff repaired. Also, this is why I would suggest that you go ahead and put 2 spots where you have all your auras stacked, so that when one of them gets kind of low, you kind of bail out and go to your second base. And then when you have the opportunity to go repair, then you go repair the other one, and you just keep going back and forth like that. But that's the build, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. It was fun making it, and I'll see you guys soon. Vicious signing off.